Jah be praised. Life Regenerator here, the Life Rejuvenator guy. How are you? I'm so glad to see you today. Thank you so much for all the love. You really inspire me because for a while there I was just, because what I've realized is that, not everyone, comments that often, and so it's nice to see the comments from so many of you intelligent viewers because it renews my hope that you're out there, that you're listening. I'm not trying to be a know-it-all. Sometimes I feel like I'm just the guy with the camera and the network, and then just this thing that I can do here on the camera, and I can just say, hey, I forgot that I got this microphone. I don't need to scream all the time anymore, but maybe that's kind of good for the videos. But I wanted to thank you so much. My hope is reinstilled, that there's still some really intelligent people out there. So thank you so much, because I was just getting to the point where I'm a little disconnected because I'm way out here in the middle of the ocean, away from everything. And all I do is kind of see everything that's going on the internet. And most of it's just propaganda. And so I was just beginning to kind of think that to myself. And then it's like all these channels on the YouTube where it's like 14 million views, and then some, gay guy that does a makeup, and he's just like, well, then I got the text, and then I was like, I have the receipts, okay, and I wanted to share that Bobby, he didn't know what he was doing, and it's just like, oh my God, people are spending, 14, 15, 30 minutes watching this stuff that is 100% mindless. And so thank you so much, because I like to think, I like to read, I like to learn. And the one thing is that it's sad, and I do really care. I don't have a bleeding heart. I'm not trying to save the world, but it'd be cool if I could make a video that had some information that might help someone to make more informed choices in regards to, just basically the lies, the evil. And I just don't like it. I believe in God's love. I believe in the unity of all of us, and that when one of us suffers, we're all suffering. And so I believe in the alleviation of suffering to the best of our ability, bringing our talents, bringing our knowledge, bringing our experience to the best of our ability, sharing that with others, and then letting everyone glean what knowledge they want. And I like what I do. And like I said, I don't have all the answers. I don't want to be a know-it-all. I just want to share what I feel is really, really been a blessing to me. And with my own eyes, I've seen the blessing of juicing and raw foods, I'm not going to go into a whole big thing. You've heard it all before. But today I'm going to make a juice, and I just wanted to talk to you, and I wanted to say thanks, because what I'm going to do my very best to do is to make a couple videos a week. And the truth is, I don't have that much to say anymore. I don't have anything to prove. I don't want to defend myself. I don't want to try to convince people of anything necessarily. I just want to share my opinion. I see what's going on in the world. There's a hostile takeover of the media, which has been going on forever, but now we see it happening on the social media. Pfizer paying off Facebook, to eliminate all conversation about the other side of vaccines. And, Google just really, you type in, for example, the detrimental effects of vaccines or whatever, and you get like 4 or 5 pages of the wonderful, magical benefits of vaccines, better than fresh air, you know what I mean? And so it's like, okay, you can see that because in the beginning we could share some different ideas, what we call the truth of the simplicity of Mother Nature and all the suppression of the information, health, religion, that would set you free, that would empower you. And so we've got this little show, and I want to thank you so much for just giving me an opportunity to share a little bit, because I really do enjoy this. I've spent my whole 20 years, 25 years of juicing every day. So I can say, hey, juicing for me is really awesome. I haven't keeled over dead yet from any deficiencies. I always have great blood sugar. Also, I don't cook my fats, so that'll be something that we'll have to talk about some other time. But anyways, cooked fats inhibits the absorption and the utilization of natural sugars that are attached to, minerals. So they're basically electrical sugars which feed your brain and feed your cells and give you energy. And then there is the non-electrical sugars, which is the processed sugars like processed carbs and processed white sugar, which ferment in the small intestine and then lead to the fungus, which leads to the biofilms, which leads to the tumors, which leads to the cancer. So you don't want to be fermenting in your small intestine from the fibers that are destroyed by the processing or the cooking, or the fact that they have no minerals or fiber in the first place, like white sugar that ferments in the gut and produces all this fungus in your body. So you've got to clean up the environment. So let's clean up the environment. I was just going to be real quick, but then again, you know me, forget about it. And it's all out of love. And it's all out of my desire to connect with you and do something meaningful. And I love nuance and I love details. Okay, so I know I've gone over and over the same thing over and over again, but I see people suffering. And I want to do anything that I can because I talk to a lot of people on the phone doing consultations and everybody's different. And I'm just like, you're not juicing every day? I mean, that's crazy. Everyone watching this video should be juicing every day, whether your belief is in low sugar juice. I just had cucumber juice right before this video. And that's a really awesome one, or green juices, And so you're getting, it's a vitamin supplement. It's a vitamin, enzyme, and mineral supplement. And there are medicines in the foods. There are medicines, antioxidants, polyphenols, anything you can imagine. Now what happens is the soil, the microorganisms release molecules into the soil, and then that's at a microscopic level. Then the plant roots can take that up into it and then put it into either the herb or the vegetable or the fruit. Let's answer another question. Over this weekend, last weekend, and they're still going at it, but I was never bothered by any of those people because, if you believe that the pharmaceutical companies have your best interest at heart, the odds of you and I having a decent conversation are 0 to none. And so I didn't even get bothered by it, because I've been researching this for 20 years. But the question is, you're an idiot. There's no such thing as living water. I'm like, there's no such thing as living water. So I want to answer the question, not that they're ever going to come over here and see this, but what is living water? Living water is anti-gravitational water. Now, the water fell out of the sky, hit the ground, went up the root system, up into the tree, out the branches, and got absorbed and created the liquid that's in this apple. So it's an anti-gravitational living water that got pulled through the roots, through the trunk, into the branches, and into the fruit. And that is a filtered, structured anti-gravitational water, which actually gives you energy, which actually gives you lightness, which gives you clarity, which also keeps your fluids and tissues clean because of the ability for it to penetrate. You see what I mean? So the fruit and vegetable juices are amazing for hydration. So it'll hydrate into the cell and it'll open up the cell, and then the water can pull the toxins out of the cell so you can keep your cells and your fluids and your tissues healthy with fruit and vegetables. And specifically in this day and age, since the soil's not what it used to be, it's really cool to take fresh fruits and vegetables and concentrate the minerals and the vitamins. And so basically it's like a living vitamin supplement, okay? And we absorb it in the small intestine, where most of the nutrients are absorbed into the small intestine. And this living electrical sugar gives you energy. Not white sugar, not processed carbs. So there's a lot of misunderstanding out there. You want carbs because it's going to give you energy, but you don't want processed, dead, denatured carbs without minerals, without vitamins, without consciousness that's been extracted into white sugar. No, you want synergy. Okay, and then you take the fiber out, because then you're not spending all day digesting a purple carrot. Can you dig it? But you're just extracting all of the medicinal qualities of the fruits and the vegetables, and it's absolutely amazing. Can you dig it? So I want to recommend everybody do the daily juicing habit every day, no matter what your dietary preference is. I was very judgmental and critical over the years, and I'm sorry. I've had a lot of friends, and I'm watching the trends change, and I'm not doing this to kiss butt, but I'm just saying, like, there are the correlation between all these different diets and everyone getting results is the elimination of processed, chemicalized, genetically modified foods. Okay, and so we really are working on the soil. So my job here on this video is I'm not going to try to save the world or convince you of anything, but I'm just going to use keywords like, and hopefully this kind of whatever my little tiny network, because it really is just tiny, but my little tiny network here on the internet, where I can say words like regenerative farming or grow your own fresh fruits, vegetables, and herbs, even in pots. I have pots on the back of my girlfriend's porch, and that's the absolute best food that there is that I get, because I pluck it and throw it in this little tiny juicer that I bought for her. And it's just dill and kale and basil and, fennel and collard greens and stuff like that. And then we'll just have get some fruit from the market and then go back there and snag a few freshies that are super high in electromagnetic energy, because the fresher the food, the better your mood. And the more absorption and the more sunlight energy that you're getting, the more vitality, and the microorganisms that transmit information into your body and keep your microorganisms communicating with each other, so that there is no dysbiosis and there's harmony within all the different microorganisms in the microbiome. And so you've got all these different microbiomes, and if one gets out of balance, like your mouth microbiome, or your you've got a microbiome in your breasts, that's one of the breast cancer and all this other stuff, man. So but if you strengthen this, if you strengthen your gut, now there's a way to do it, and that's a whole video in itself, and I want to talk about all this stuff, but that's the main thing. If I pass that, get energized and get your medicine here, but then strengthen your gut and build your gut, because your gut is your immune system, because the microorganisms are the ones that are producing all of your biochemistry. Okay, now that's why I wasn't even going to do this. I was going to be chill out and just tell you I love you, but then I got going again because that camera gets going on. What I'm saying is that you are a biochemical factory. So let's think positive. Let's smile. Let's be happy. Let's learn to master our own energies. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to argue about all these people that love vaccines and chemotherapy and think they're all the most wonderful things in the world. We're not going to see eye to eye. I'm on a totally different wavelength than you are. But I do want to point out to you that you are a biochemical factory. And if you can live within the laws of nature, master your own mind, and learn to deal with your own emotions, and kind of really become aware and stop magnetizing crap and start magnetizing good stuff by eliminating all the programs from childhood and religious programs and educational indoctrination, and really get free in your mind and become aware of your own power to create your own biochemistry. Now, food is very important. Your heart is also creating a lot of energy, and it's really enhancing or destroying the quality of your blood. And that's another thing. The blood is really important. So fresh air, as much as the pharmaceutical companies are trying to say that fresh air is bad for you now, I will still not fall for all the hoopla, but a lot of people are going to fall for the hoopla. This is my little way of counterbalancing and keeping the ancient principles of life alive, to honor the brothers of my order that were thousands of years ago teaching living foods, fasting, detoxification, and the renewing of the mind through these processes. So I'm going to make this juice, but not on this video, because I'm getting smart now. I'm going to close this off now, because all I wanted to do was tell you thank you. I appreciate you. And then I'm going to turn the camera off while I'm warmed up, and then I'm going to make a real quick juice recipe, and then I have 2 videos. Yeah. And then I can keep this thing going. Can you dig it? So thank you so much. I was going to do this at the beginning of the video. I'll do it on the next one. But there was a lot of people like, how do I get notified of your videos? There is a bell below this video. I'm not going to say where, but there's a little bell right below this video. You click on that and then you get notified of all my new videos, which are really cool videos. And I can't use certain titles. I gotta keep certain titles. It's the titles that draw attention. So I can't just say, they're trying to kill you, you know. But I can just say, hey, slip in, and what I'll do is I'll be like, you know, things are really nice in the world, you know, or all my favorite stuff, and little teddy bears and rainbows in the title. But then inside the video, you get in here and we're like, okay, ixnay on the axe beans, okay? And if you get a tumor, don't go in and get burned up for mustard gas. You know what I'm saying? And we can speak in code. Once you get in here, we can have our own little discussions. And that way I don't draw too much attention because number one, you know, this is my job. And I'm not really afraid. It's just that this is a cool thing. And I don't want to do anything to go too crazy. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I don't have anything to prove. I just love this thing. It's my way of being of service. So we're going to be cool and just chill out. There's a lot of, it's happening. And, you know, how much do I want to be a part of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on the down low truth teller, you know? I don't want to just come out and say, they're trying to kill you, and here's who, and here's how. Even because most of you are smart. You see what's going on. And that's what the last video indicated. So I appreciate your comments, because then I know that there are intelligent people out there, and we're holding up the frequency here, folks, because we are the rare ones, you know? A lot of people get, you know, brainwashed, and they're sitting around waiting for double-blind, placebo-controlled studies to tell you that fresh air is good for you. I'm not one to sit around and wait for the pharmaceutical companies to invest their money in creating, you know, clinical trials that are double-blind, placebo-controlled studies to tell me that if I get healthy, my diseases will go away. So I'm going to use my own head, my own common sense, and we're going to sit here and keep the ancient teachings alive, so that it's simple, basic, plain truth. You know? Health is the cure for all disease. So no matter how far down you got to do the diet, you got to do the emotions, you got to do the mind, and then you can become a totally different person. Now this is a long-term investment. So if you want a short-term quick fix, although you'll start feeling better right away, because there was this old lady, and she was like 60-something years old, and she was just, and then one day me and my buddy made her some carrot juice, and she came back after she was 80 years old, and for 20 years she walked around one block. And you guys have heard me tell this story before. It was my friend's grandma, roommate, and we gave her 1 cup of carrot juice, and she came back after about like an hour, and she goes inside, oh my God, what was in that juice? I just walked around 2 blocks and I'm not even breathing hard. And that was after walking around 1 block for like 20 years. So one carrot juice gave her life energy. And so it's just like amazing because it's life energy. It's easily absorbable, mineral activated sugars for your brain, for your blood. Can you dig it? So it's energy. So this is good for anybody. The juicing, the daily juicing habit is good for everyone because nothing hydrates like the living water in fresh, organic fruits and vegetable juices. Okay, there was a few things that I realized that I missed over about the soil, the microorganisms making their molecules that get absorbed into the roots and into the plants. So the healthier that the soil is, with the more microbial activity, we're living in some seriously dusty times with all of the till farming and all the chemicals. Our soil is dust. We want nice, thick, rich, moist, microbially rich soil. And then these plants are going to get healthier. So use that information to the best of your ability. And I know that not everyone can do what I do, but you can do your best. And your best will help you to make better choices, and you'll get smarter and you'll get woke. And then you'll be able to find other farmers and grow your own food, and you'll be able to do the best you can with the environment that you live in, and you'll be able to add life to your years and years to your life. So thank you for watching this video, giving it a thumbs up. Your comments are awesome. I really do appreciate you. 20 minutes It's not really a miracle to do a video in 20 minutes, but for me, that's pretty good. I'm going to click on and do another one here with some carrot, apple, ginger juice. Peace!